Hey y'all, it's Catfish Cameron, and on today's episode, I'm going to be telling you guys how I set up my catfish tackle box. Let's get straight to it. Alrighty, here's my catfish tackle box that I've had for about 5 years. Let's talk about some things to consider when you start building your own catfish tackle box. Alrighty y'all, let's talk about what hooks you're going to want to put inside of your catfish tackle box. The key is variety. If you want to catch just about every fish, you're going to need small hooks and you're going to need big hooks, guys. You're also going to need hooks to catch bait. Most times, this is my go-to bait fishing hook, size 6 Eagle Claw bait holder. You almost need a bait fishing kit inside of your large tackle box. There's more hooks that I keep inside of this tackle box, size 10s. You have to have a lot of bait fishing equipment. These have been real good to me. These octopus hooks have worked good with bait, liver, hard baits, and soft baits. This is a pretty good hook. I'll use that down to a 2/0, even a 1/0 size of octopus hook. Can catch you a lot of catfish, guys. Now these 10/0 hooks are pretty much only used for my large catfishing. I've really started to like J-hooks this year. I've had a lot of fish that just back straight up and don't turn. That is not extremely well suited for circle hooks, guys. Circle hooks demand a fish that pulls down on your rod and turns and pulls so that hook can rotate and catch in the corner of the mouth. Key is variety, y'all. Here I have this little container. As you can see, guys, I keep a large variety of hooks. So the first step is to fill your tackle box with good hooks. These Gamakatsu hooks, I've had a singular hook catch 40 fish in one day without bending, without going dull. These are great high quality hooks. Other brands I recommend: Mustad, Eagle Claw, and Catmax, guys. Those Catmax hooks are pretty good bang for your buck. They're from Bass Pro Shops. Alrighty, y'all. The next thing you're gonna need are, just like your hooks, a high variety of sinkers. Small ones, small weights, all the way up to the big river style weights, y'all. I highly recommend using as light of weight as you can get away with. It's just going to be more finesse style presentation. The fish aren't going to feel the weight depending on how you have it set up. My most commonly used sinkers are these three right here, about a 1.5 to a 2-ounce pyramid or 2-ounce bank sinker. Covers about all the small river fishing that I do. I like these smaller weights for in the ponds. These are all readily available sinker styles at just about every store, Walmart to Cabela's, guys. You need a large variety of weights, just like your hooks. Righty, after you get a nice assortment of sinkers, you don't have to accumulate all at once. A lot of times you can find them just laying on the ground, depending on what areas you go to. If they're commonly fished, people usually leave gear. Once you've got some nice sinkers, I like to keep them in my top tray. You're going to need some way to manage them. Now, for a while, I would just put that on my main line. Just call it a day with a swivel to a leader. Nowadays, I like to use sinker slides. It's one thing I love to fill my tackle box with is sinker slides. They make it really easy to swap out depending on conditions. You can swap your sinker without retying, and that's a big plus. I recommend going to the craft store and picking up a huge pack of beads. Don't get them at the fishing section. It's a scam. Go to the craft store for your beads. As far as swivels go, guys, these go on your main line. They need to stop somehow. You need high quality swivels. These Bass Pro Shops, that's the size. That's what they look like. These are extremely strong swivels. I snap 60-pound line, 60-pound leader line. No problem with these swivels. That's the third part of your tackle box. Alrighty, let's talk about some of the tools that I keep inside of this tackle box. One of them is a fillet knife. I carry a pair of braid cutting scissors that also have split ring pliers. I carry some more heavy duty needle nose pliers mainly for de-hooking. Good for cutting line, those wire cutters. Carry a hook sharpener, heavily used. Had this just as long as I've had this tackle box. These things will last. I've sharpened hundreds of hooks on this. And some night fishing equipment, y'all. I like to keep a lot of bells. And at least one flashlight on me. These are definitely essential. You cannot have a tackle box without a good knife and at least a set of pliers. Alrighty, here's my scale. Just a Dr. Meter off Amazon. Let me tell you one trick. When keeping a scale inside of your tackle box, reverse the batteries. Because I guarantee you, while you're carrying this thing around, that power button will get clicked and you're gonna have a big fish that you want to weigh, and the batteries will be dead. So you always reverse those batteries and then put them in correctly when you're ready to weigh a fish. Turn it on, scale it, tare it, get it zeroed off, weigh that fish, guys. Pretty much keep everything inside of this. This is a $6 tackle box or an $8 tackle box. We just keep it all inside of there, y'all. There you go, guys. That's how I set up my Catfish tackle box. Just like that. And there's room to spare, y'all. Here's the fishing line that I use, y'all. The same line that I'll spool with will be the same line that I make my small time leaders out of. I used to run 10-pound main line to a 40-pound leader line with the 5/0 hook. That's how I caught a lot of my catfish back in the day. Nowadays I'm using 50 and 60 as leaders a lot of the times, even with channel catfish, just to avoid retying a whole bunch. Then I'll use 15-pound big game to spool up some of my other reels. Useful. Variety is key, and as far as the fishing line goes, I take that in my backpack where I have 2 times the same exact gear I keep in this tackle box. I keep more hooks, more weights, more everything inside of my backpack, and another knife. More lights as well, guys. I hope you found this episode useful. Feel free to ask any questions, and thank you for watching.